Hello, people. Today, me and my dad, what are you doing?
So sorry, go ahead.
We are going to talk about dimensions and what dimensions humans can visually detect. My opinion is that humans see 2D vision.
And I take up the stance that humans have three-dimensional vision. Why don't you go first in describing why you think humans see two-dimensional vision, or have two-dimensional vision?
Okay, let's see.
Let's see. That's a great way to start this.
So, you see, humans have 2D vision because we can only see the surface of things. We don't really see depth. We have developed the technique of knowing depth.
Okay, so your argument is that we don't actually see depth. Our brains calculate depth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my argument as to why we see three dimensions is because you are correct in that our brains do indeed calculate depth. We have two eyes.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did.
And so we get two pictures in the back of our eyeballs being hit by our photoreceptors in the back of our eyeballs, the retina. And all of that information is being translated or being sent to our brain. Now, because our eyes are built kind of inside out, the image is actually upside down because the way the image flips. I'm going to put an image of how that does flip. And because we have to see through the gunk in our eye, through the blood vessels and everything, it's also a little blurry, the image that the back of our eyeballs see. So our brain has to take all of that information from the blurry image, the fact that it's upside down, the fact that it's getting two images, not just one, and it's got to translate all of that into what our brains not only see, but what they think they see. So you are correct in that our brain calculates the third dimension, but our brain also calculates the second dimension as well. It has to calculate the second dimension.
Well, yeah, because we obviously see the second dimension, so
Exactly.
that's quite obvious.
So, did you know that the amount of discrepancy in your eyeball, because by the time the light hits your eyeball and your brain processes it, there's like a 0.01 bit of time difference. The reason why I'm telling you this is because taller people have it worse, because their nerves from the tip of their toe to their brain take longer to process. It actually takes a while for your brain to process the image that it's receiving. But a human's reaction time can be faster. Like if a ball's shooting at you and it's going to if someone throws it and it's going to get you there in 1/10 of a second, you can still catch it. So your brain has to take the data it is getting and predict what's happening before it gets there. Your brain actually sees what it's predicting.
I think I see what you mean.
So the image that you're seeing, the image of my face you're seeing now, is not what your eyeballs are actually seeing. It's what your eyeballs thinks that it's seeing. This is going to get kind of meta. But the reason why there's a difference there is because the people who believe in ghosts actually see ghosts because they expect them to see them. And so they actually see ghosts. Their brain processes a ghost because it predicts the ghost being there. So, the reason why I'm telling you all of this mathematics in your brain of what's being predicted is to let you know that your eyeballs and your brain that talks with your eyeballs is doing lots of math. It's not just processing images. It's also processing the image it thinks it's going to see within 1/10 of a second from the moment it got its last image.
I think you got 3D vision wrong. Okay.
3D vision
I'll let you.
is a simplification of that. Not only do I see your face from left to right, up to down, I also see that your nose has depth, and I could poke you in the eye.
Don't.
And I'm not going to poke you in the eye. But I also lose some of that ability when I cover up one eye. So explain to me, what will it take for someone to have three-dimensional vision?
I think it might be impossible.
What's impossible about having true three-dimensional vision?
So, 3D vision, actual like true 3D vision seems impossible. 3D vision is when you see something, like a 3D object, but you actually see all around it and its insides. You see every part of it.
I have to see everything about the three-dimensional object. Even if it's an opaque object, like a cube, an opaque cube. A rock has three-dimensional sides because it has an X, Y. You could literally feel and see the curvatures of the rock.
Well, that's because the 2D surface goes to the third dimension.
That we see!
Why are you looking at those eyes? What are those?
With my three-dimensional looking eyes? Is that what you're asking for?
Why do you keep using the term three-dimensional?
We're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back.
Having 2D vision, if you see a 3D object, you just see lines. Because when your field of view is flat, so you only see lines. 2D beings would have 1D vision, because since their field of view is two-dimensional, they can only see lines, whether the object looking at is two-dimensional or three-dimensional. And we humans have 2D vision because our field of vision is flat. We can see the object. We can see out the surface. But if you actually have 3D vision, your field of view like go through the object. You see the entire object, all the surface and all the insides. That's what it means to have 3D vision, or at least.
That is an accurate
That's what I'm
description of
pretty
what
sure.
you're actually feeling. So let's take his let's take his theory a step further. All right, so here we go. We have this example of a two-dimensional person looking at a two-dimensional object. Oh my God! No. What is happening in the background?
What? You know, it's just my 2D face going.
We have to cut that out of the video. Holy cow, that was scary.
What do you mean?
I was looking at the video while you were doing it.
I don't know.
That was terrifying.
I don't know what you mean.
It's terrifying. All right, so here we have. I'm gonna put this. Oh my gosh, Noah, stop. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can put focus on it. Here we go. All right, so here we have a stop two-dimensional.
Okay.
Here we have a two-dimensional person, and he is looking at a box. Now he can see this side of the box. He can see this side of the box. Son.
What? What?
He can only see this side of the box, right? And what Noah's telling me is he can only see a line. However, because he has two eyes, his brain has actually given him two different images. An image of this line and an image of this line. So his brain can actually tell not only the X and Y direction, but also the X direction, but also the Y direction. That's what two-dimensional vision actually means. Not just a line, but X and Y. So does it make sense of how that two-dimensional guy can have two-dimensional vision? Or do you think all he would see is the line?
Well, you see, if he was dumb, he would only see like this line that gets bigger as he gets closer. However, if he was smart and knew about the second dimension, which is likely, then he could think, this is getting closer to me.
Let's take your idea a step further. He doesn't live in a two-dimensional world. He lives in a three-dimensional world. I'm going to put that in focus. There we go. See? Now there's something inside of his box. See? There's something inside of his box right here.
My dad told me about this once, I think.
Okay, so there's something inside of his box. But I can tell him, hey, I can see you have money inside your box. And he'll be like, what do you mean you can see money inside my box? My box is closed. And I'd be like, well, no, I can see through it because I live in the third dimension. And which means I can see inside of your box. He goes, well, what do you mean? What's the third dimension? Well, I'm like, well, for you have a down and an up and a left and a right. Well, I have a down, up, left and right, and forwards and back. And he's like, what does forwards and back mean? Only thing I have is down and up. So, what Noah is explaining, when he explains the fact that when I look at a cube, I should be able to not only see the front side of it, but also the back side of it, and also the inside of it, would be the dimension beyond us, would be the fourth dimension. A fourth dimensional creature would be able to see all of the sides of the object, everything about it.
Explain that 4D creatures could see 3D vision.
Because according to your line of thought, and if I had I'm going to use the argument I used last time, a glass of lemonade that I could see through perfectly. I have a glass, and the lemonade has a bit of color to it. There's some ice flowing in it, and I can see all the individual things inside of this lemonade because there's light going through it. There's light refracting off of it. My eyes can absorb everything about it, which means I have the capability of 3D vision to your explanation. It has a color to it, but I can still see through it. I can hold it up to you, and I can kind of see a yellow, pinkish version of you all the way through it. Which means I can see through this and see all the things inside of it. I can see the curvature of the glass at the bottom and the ice cubes floating in top all the way through it. So, in theory, I still have three-dimensional vision because my eyes can see all the light reflecting off of it.
I suppose that's only if the object isn't opaque and is, translucent, where you can see
Transparent or translucent.
the object. Well, not transparent, because then you couldn't see it at all.
Right. If I could see through this object, it would just be a black void. My eyes wouldn't be absorbing any light from it. So there's no information to be gathered from the inside of this, no matter what kind of vision I have.
Yeah, that's why I said it's hypothetical. That's why I said 3D vision is hypothetical.
No, 4D vision is hypothetical.
No, it's 3D vision.
3D vision we have because we can see left, right, up, down, forwards, and backwards.
Dad.
Which is 3 dimensions. X, Y, Z.
But you see, if we saw 3 dimensions, we could see 3-dimensional objects. Dad, I'm talking the entire 3-dimensional object. If we had complete 3-dimensional vision, we could see the complete 3-dimensional object, but we don't. We only see the surface.
I can see! All I have to do in order to see the 3-dimensional object is do that! I can still see!
You only see the surface. You don't see the inside.
I can't see the insides because there's no light coming off of the inside!
I told you it's hypothetical.
There's no hypothetical to it!
I thought 3D vision is hypothetical. Because we don't have 3D vision.
I can see the inside though. Let me show you. This is my phone. I have the light on my phone. Look at this. The plastic's glowing. I can see the plastic glowing from the inside. I can even see the black ink.
Or the shadows from the nose.
I guess that means it's not opaque.
Well, it is. It's just not perfectly opaque. A strong enough light can punch.
Opaque.
Opaque. I did say opaque. Delete that. Okay, so Noah and I have had this discussion before. He has told me that we have to agree to disagree. That he believes that we have two-dimensional vision. I believe we have three-dimensional vision. We leave the rest of this up to y'all guys.
Yeah.
Please
Who do you
comment
think-
below why Noah is wrong.
And wait a minute, hold up. Dad, you said your channel was dead. You got like 10,000 views on one video and like 2,000 views on another video. Like, I mean, how so, you know?
I've been wrong before. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please subscribe to Noah TS Gaming. Don't subscribe to me. I don't care. Only subscribe to me if you think I'm right.
And remember, tell him in the comments why this little man is wrong. Maybe y'all can convince him. Maybe y'all can convince.
Maybe we need to get your eyes checked.
What, are you saying it only has 1D vision?
Bye, everyone.